Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Come on in. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Thank you for joining the live. Hi, Lisa. Is it snowing in Minnesota? We're supposed to get snow today. They canceled school. It's supposed to start at noon today. So how much snow do you have, Lisa? Or is it snowing right now? Good morning. Welcome in. If you guys could please like the video, share the live, and put a comment, I would appreciate it. It's done now. How much did you get, Lynn? Or Lisa, how much did you get? Hi, Jessica. Good morning, Samantha. How are you? Hi, Debbie. Good morning. 4 inches, northern Minnesota. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're calling for, I think, like 4 inches here, too. It's like cold out. I couldn't believe they canceled school. They cancel school if the wind blows the wrong direction, it seems like nowadays. My kids are out of school so much. It's crazy. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Florida. It's evening in East Africa. Okay. Nighttime. Well, good evening then. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Lenora. Hi, Kyla. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Lynn, you guys have another storm coming on Monday night into Tuesday. Okay. Maybe that'll be the last one for this winter. Because we're only supposed to have a couple more weeks of winter. I mean, it's already the middle of February. Good morning, Andy. Hi, Belin. Is it Belindy? Very hot and sunny in South Africa. Nice. That's great. You're standing on your vibration plate. Does that work? My ex-husband bought one of those. I laughed when he showed it to me. I'm like, really? Does that really work? I mean, if it does, can I borrow it? I've been going to the gym doing weights and stuff, but I'm not trimming down fast enough in my liking. Hi, Mel. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Red Apple. Hi, Farrell. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. My kids are home, so I'm just going to forewarn you guys. I may have to pause it if I have to answer their questions or whatever, but we'll try to see if we can get through it without that. But just giving you a heads up. Hi, Kylie. One of the videos gave you chills, felt like you were talking to me. Oh, okay. Hi, Shepherd from Canada. Hi, Lynn. Good morning, Sharon. It's amazing for a lymphatic system. Okay, nice. Yeah, he bought it like, I don't know, he showed it to me like 2 months ago. And I'm like, does that really work? I don't know if he actually used it, but he bought it. He bought it on Amazon or something. Randima, good morning from Sri Lanka. Hi, Angela. Hi, Jacqueline. Good morning, Shelly. Hi, Vivian. How are you doing? Farrell, you're having a good day? Happy day? Yes. Happy vibes. Hi, Ash. How are you? Hi, Wayne from Holland. How's the weather in Holland? Is it cold there too? I'm so bad. I don't know what different countries' weathers are, if they're always the same as the United States. Because I'm in the United States. I'm in the Midwest. Hi, Marcy from Tuscan. Oh, nice. Hi, Zach from Wisconsin. Use it? Okay, I'm going to borrow it from him. We'll see. I'm struggling trying to get this middle roll off, and these love handles don't want to leave. But I also kind of got on the bread kick a little bit. I got to get off the bread. The bread is so bad. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Kim from Canada. Hi, Katie. I am having a great day. Yes. I'm just forewarning you guys, my kids are home. They canceled school today. So hopefully I don't have to pause the live, but I may have to step away just for a minute if need be. Mom duties come first. This is why I used to never go on live, but I'm trying to go on live every day now. I'm just trying to maneuver it through when the kids are not home or they're content. You know, it's hard. But if I could do it more, I'd go live more than once a day. but it's just a little bit of a struggle fitting it in. Hi, Kathy from New Hampshire. Wayne, how's Texas? I love Texas. We actually almost moved to Texas. When was that? It was before I got divorced. So a couple years ago, we were going to move down to Texas. But God said I needed to stay where I'm at. So it worked out good. But I love Texas. We were just there a couple months ago. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Matilda. First Nation. Hi, Bianca. Oh, it's 4 degrees. Oh, that's cold. I'm a workout fanatic. Yeah, I got some back fat too, Lynn. I'm working on. I was doing really good and then I fell off, the holidays. It's funny because at the gym, the first 3 weeks in January, the gym was packed. There were so many people there, the New Year's resolution people. And then after that, there's nobody there. I usually go in the mornings after I take the kids to school. And I try to just do 30, 40 minutes of weights, and then I get out and then I do my cardio, walking and stuff like that. But yeah, it's funny. There's almost nobody there now. It's so nice. I love it when it's quiet. I just put on my headphones, I ignore everybody and do my thing. So hi, Stewardess from Philippines. Hi, Ariel from California. Buy yourself a broom handle. That's an excellent for back fat. Just keep your arms up high and waist holding on the broom handle. Okay. I did buy one of those exercise bars, but my arms were too short that I couldn't hold it and do the side turn thing or whatever. And my man, he could do it, but I couldn't do it. My arms are not long enough for all that. So it was kind of a waste because it was pink. I was so excited. It was pink and everything. Hi, Kelly from Texas. Timeless Divine. Okay. Hi, Lauren from Canada. How are you doing? Hi, Tammy from Colorado. Is it snowing in Colorado right now? You're not far from me. Isn't Colorado considered Midwest? I think it is. I like Colorado. My sister got married in Colorado. Hi, Stacy from Minnesota. It's probably cold in Minnesota. They always get more snow than us. Yeah, it's funny because my arms are short, my hands are short, my arms are short. I'm only 5'5", so I'm not very tall. Actually, my oldest is almost my height. She's that far from passing me up. But I like to wear guys' sweatshirts because the sleeves are longer on them. So when I try to buy hoodies or sweatshirts, I try to buy the men's ones because the arms are just longer. The women's ones always seem to be too short. Zach, do I watch Tyler? I don't watch Tarot a ton. A little bit, sometimes I do, but he's pretty funny from when I did used to watch him a couple years ago. Hi, Therese from, is it Therese or is it Teresa since the E's at the end? From Michigan. You know what? My legal name is actually Thursa. It's not Teresa, but I go by Teresa. So you guys can call me Teresa. Hi, Letitia. Hi, Paulette from Nova Scotia. Hi, Henny. Oh, Michelle, you like the plant behind me? You want to hear something funny about this? So it's actually 2 plants. So there's this tree that's lit up, and then there's a plant down here. So I got the plant with this I have 2 offices, and this is one of my offices. And so I got that plant, but then we've been doing a lot of construction in the house and stuff. And so my man gave me his card to go get stuff for construction, and I decided to put that in the construction money. It was $70. Shh, don't tell him. Hopefully he's not watching this live. Anyways, it's got little it's an olive tree. It's got little olives on it, but it was $70, which I'm cheap. I would never pay that, but thanks, babe. Thanks for the plant for my office. Anyways, hi, Angel. It's not far. Warm spell, 25 degrees, awaken to the decimal, only 30s for a few days. Yeah, it's 32 right now here. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Paulette. Hi, Michelle. Yolanda, as soon as we get done with we're going to go through all signs, person on your mind. We'll go Aries all the way through Pisces. Then I'll do bonus, ask a question, get an answer. Hi, life is filled with love. You're new. Welcome to the live. Thank you, everybody, for joining my live. I appreciate you liking it, putting a comment, sharing the live. That always helps in the algorithm. I appreciate it. Hi, Lauren. Canada got dumped on the snowstorm yesterday. Today's wonderful. Okay. Yeah, they look like, that's what I thought they were, Paulette. I thought they were blueberries. And me and my middle child, we thought the same thing. We thought they were blueberries. And then we were looking, we're like, oh, they're actually olives. So it's actually an olive tree, but I don't care. I thought it was pretty. I wanted to get those like dangling lights, but I found that and I was like, I'm just going to get that. So I like it. It makes a big difference too, because when I shut it off, it feels like it's darker in here. I have like a ring light and the ceiling light and all that stuff. So, yeah, I do free questions at the end. Yeah, I do ask a question, get an answer. Hi, Debbie from Tennessee. Hi, Juanita from New Brunswick. Hi, Janie from Texas. San Antonio is beautiful. I love San Antonio. When I worked in corporate America years ago, I used to have to travel down there for conferences and stuff like that. I love Texas. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a good day. Thank you, Stacy. I hope you're having a good day. Hi, Liz. Hi, Bing from Dubai. Nice. You know, okay, so we went to, I had to go get some stuff for the kids since they're out of school today, but we went to Walmart and then we went, and of course I got Starbucks this morning, but they have Dubai drinks now at Starbucks. I don't know if that's new because I hadn't been to Starbucks, but they also have Dubai loaf, the bread loaves now. So now, is the Dubai chocolate Bing, is it popular in Dubai or is it just the United States is like all about the rage? The kids are all about it right now. Hi, Charles. I'm from the United States. I'm in the United States. I'm in the Midwest. You could put mini lights on it, Paula. Yeah, I could. It's got lights on it. So I don't know. I like it. I have plants everywhere. I have like these other, I would show you, but I have these little things on. I have these like white trees that are just for me to look at, like these little ones that I have in here. And I have plants everywhere. So my oldest is always like, Mom, when are you going to stop with the plants? And I love plants. I like the idea of nature. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like energized and stuff. So, and then every time I bring a new one home, she's always like, when are you going to stop buying plants? But can I have that? I'm like, you want it or not? So they're kind of getting into it too. The kids are, but my oldest really likes them. Hi, Lauren from Toronto. Hi, Janie. Oh, it's warm. I'm jealous. It's cold here. It's like 32. Hi, Angie. Hi, Marta. Oh, you're from India? It's too late here. No, I do questions after. If you want to stick around or you want to come back, you're more than welcome to. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with Aries first. We're going to see the person on your mind, what's going on in their energy. And we'll get some tarot and then we will get you some advice. And then at the end, if you want to stick around, we're going to do ask a question, get an answer. It is free, one question per person, per line. If I answer your question, you have another one, you can put it in. All right, let's go ahead and get started with Aries first. All right, Aries, what is the person on your mind? What's going on with the energy? Aries. What's the energy for Aries person on their mind? What's going on? This person right now is really focused on their money. They know that they need to do better. They need to increase their finances. And they're kind of just in the mentality of it is what it is. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But right now I need to make money. So if you're hoping or wanting this person to elevate the connection, I don't see that happening. I see them kind of spending more time focused on their career, their finances, their business. And when love is meant to come into their life, then it will. But I think if you're wanting this person to commit to you or to give you something more, I think you're going to be waiting around for a very long time for them to make a deposit towards you. Yeah. I think that maybe if you recently met this person, maybe you met them when you were out with friends, you went out for drinks, you went out to a restaurant, you went out to do something with other people, you met them out in society. I see that it's going to kind of stem off where you're going to find, you know what, this person's just not investing. And it's because they are more focused on their money. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, an air sign, a water sign, or a Virgo. Let's get you some advice, Aries. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance? Hi, Jessica. Hi, Marcy. Hi, Phil. Hi, Janine. Hi, Paulette. All right. What is the advice for Aries? Aries. You need to work on your own growth and you're going to see miracles happening. So growth in the aspect of spiritual, financial, emotional, or even physical growth, it is going to bring in a lot more miracles in your life. So if you feel like, oh, Teresa, my life has been stuck, financially or emotionally, or maybe you feel like it's been stuck in the love department, when you start working fully in all aspects of your life, you're going to see miracles start to happen before your eyes. All right, let's move on to Taurus, 1618. Okay, Taurus, the person on your mind. Hi, Toe from Denmark. How are you? Taurus, the person on your mind. What do you need to know? What do you need to hear about the person on your mind? Taurus. Taurus's person. Hi, Penny. That's my little dog's name is Penny. My little dog. All right. I almost said Penny. Taurus, this person you're dealing with, have you noticed that they kind of drain you after talking to them or being around them? You feel like maybe you're really happy and energized around them, and then once you start talking to them, you're like, oh my God, they complain a lot, or there's something about your energy goes down. I think you already know. This person is somebody you would be referred to in the spiritual community as an energy vampire, somebody who siphons your energy, and sometimes you don't realize it. Sometimes they wear a mask, they portray to be a super nice person, they portray to be somebody who's real and genuine, but the reality is you'll notice with the interaction with this person that you feel drained. You feel like something's off. I was happy and I was energized before I talked to them. And then after I talk to them, I'm feeling like sad. I'm sulking. I'm disappointed. This person is somebody who you're being asked to put boundaries in place with this person. This person's not in a healthy place, and they are just taking energetically from you. They're not really giving anything back. They're kind of concealing who they truly are. So if this is a new person, I want you to pay attention to how you feel around this person, and you'll realize that. All right, what is the advice for Taurus? What's the best piece of advice? What do you need to know? What's the advice for Taurus placements? You need to persevere to maybe start doing service for other people. Meaning, maybe you need to do volunteer work. Maybe you need to spend time working with other people or doing other things. Putting yourself in a service mindset will help you attract people that are good and healthy, not takers, but people that actually you would want to attract in romantically. All right, Gemini, 1841. Okay, Gemini, the person on your mind. Hi, Git. Hi, Sam. Good morning, Janetta. All right, Gemini, the person on your mind. What is the energy? Gemini. Gemini. You feel like you've been down this show before, you've been down this rodeo before. It could be with this person or it could be a newer person, but you feel like deja vu all over again with this person. Well, this is somebody who, if you kind of held on to this person just as a warm connection throughout the wintertime, now you're needing to come out of that energy of, oh, I just need somebody because it's cold out and I need a warm body next to me. You need to trust that this person's not true and genuine. You keep attracting this type of people because you're just really in it for the short term, but you may not want to admit that you're in it for the short term. Okay. Well, I think if you look at your last few relationships or situations of people you've been dealing with, you may observe that you're attracting people that are really not long-term commitment. They really are just kind of easy come, easy go type people. And you've been doing this song and dance for quite some time. You are telling yourself, oh, but I want it to work. I'm really trying really hard. Maybe even met this person at work. And you may find like you're trying to trust that you're being loyal to it, but you're not. There it is. You're lying to yourself. You're telling yourself this is somebody that you know you could build with, but you know you can't. So you have to ask yourself, why do I keep attracting these same type of relationships, these same type of people? What is this that you're hiding from yourself? Because that's the bigger question. If you keep having a repeated deja vu of, hey, this is the last 3 or 4 people I've talked to have been the same scenario, there's something about you not really connecting with your own emotions as to why you're attracting them. There could be something that maybe you attract people that are fixers, that need to be fixed. Well, you have to ask yourself, why am I only attracting people that are broken and that need to be fixed? Why am I keep bringing people into my life, but I know that they're immature or they're irresponsible, that they're not in the same commitment energy that you want to be in? So you could be dealing with an air sign, a earth sign, a water sign. Let's get you some advice. You may be finding a lot of people around you are two-faced also. They say one thing, but their actions are different. You have to realize that right away, especially if it's been a repeated pattern. All right, what is the advice for Gemini? What's the best piece of advice for Gemini? Perseverance, and service again. So you may have Taurus in your chart because they have the same exact advice. You may have to realize that you may be trying to consistently make things work with somebody because you feel like it's your job. It's your service to get into these short-term relationships and then pull back and get into them and pull back. It's not doing you any service. So you may need to focus on what can you do for yourself that is serving your highest good and be able to maintain that control of saying, you know what, if this is a red flag that they're way younger maturity-wise or they're not anywhere in their life where they want to be, where you want them to be, you have to realize, is it doing you any service by entertaining them? Or are you lying to yourself that you can fix them or that you can see who they could be, not who they really are? And you really have to be persevering through what is the truth instead of maybe denying yourself what the truth is. Good morning, Marianne. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Gardner. Hi, Carolyn. No, I haven't done Leo yet. I am going on to Cancer right now. 2233. See, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Hi, James. I'm doing ask a question and an answer at the end. We are on Cancer right now. Cancer, what is it you need to know about the person on your mind? Cancer placements. Cancer, this person that you're dealing with, they don't really have a lot of time available for a relationship. This is somebody, they either own their own business or they are in a position of power in their job. And if you get too attached to this person, you may find that you become addicted to them trying to give you what you want and deserve. But the problem is this person doesn't have a lot of time. So they may have came in really strong. They maybe told you who they were and you maybe got really excited like, wow, they make a lot of money. They have a really nice house. They have their life together. Like this could be somebody I could see myself building with. The problem is they don't have time for a relationship. They either own a business or they're in a position of power where they're not able to really give you a full-blown commitment. They may commit to taking you on a few dates or seeing you a little bit, but this person is booked and busy in their life and they naturally just don't have anything available. So you may find that you're in separation with this person more than actually being in union. And if you get too attached to the potential of what could be versus what the reality is, you may feel like you get into a pattern of thinking, well, if I just give them more time, well, too much time is going to pass by and you can miss out with another situation. So if you are confident you want to be with this person, you are going to be waiting a very, very long time for this person to recognize the true potential because this person is all about their money. They're strongly all about their business, their career, their success. They are either at the top of their game or they're almost at the top of their game of whatever they're doing. And they recognize you. They're very attracted to you. They're very much drawn to you. The problem is they're not looking for love in the way that maybe you are. They're not looking for a commitment. They're looking for companionship whenever they have it available. It's kind of like when I call, I just want you to be available. Well, if you're looking for a commitment, that's not what this is going to be. So you have to decide, what do you want? Are you okay with that? Or are you seeking something more? And I think you have to make that judgment call to recognize, yes, this person is successful and they might be really attractive and they might have a really lucrative life, but it's going to fall short on the emotional part or the relationship and the commitment part. They can give to you maybe a little bit, but they're not going to maybe give you full blown because of that. So you have to make a decision on what is it you truly want. Now, if you're okay with that, then great. But if you're not, you have to be aware that you could get into a pattern of expectation that maybe if I give them a little more time, or maybe if I invest more and I show a little bit more of my personality, they're going to take me in. That's not what's going to happen. It becomes a toxic pattern of the anticipation of what could be versus the reality of what is. So you could be dealing with a Libra, a fire sign, a water sign, an Aries, or a Leo. So let's get you some advice outside of that. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance for Cancer placement? Hi, Sean. Hi, Jane. Good morning. All right, what is the advice for Cancer placements? You may have to recover from this. You may have to recover before it even gets started, but you have to be honest. Like, if I invest even more time and efforts with something, I want a full-blown commitment or relationship, but I know this person does not have the capacity or the ability right now to give that to me. Am I going to spend 6 more months or a year or 2 or 3 years and have to recover then thereafter and have spent all this time waiting on someone who's not giving me what I want and desire? So I think you have to say, you know what? I need to create the reality of what I truly want. And if I want a commitment, I want a relationship, I might have to create it outside of this person, because this person is somebody that if you invest long-term in the emotional aspect, you're going to be forced to go into recovery, because you can already see the writing on the wall that they don't have the capacity right now to give it to you. So I would not make yourself exclusive to them because they're not in that placement in their life. All right, let's move on to Leo. Yeah, Leo. 2728. Leo. All right, Leo. Hi, Joanne. No, I haven't done, yeah, I did Taurus yet. I did Taurus. It's 1618 is the timestamp for Taurus. Hi, Julie. Hi, Sim. You're welcome. Hi, Christy. All right, Leo. The person on your mind, Leo. What's going on here? Leo's person on their mind. What's the energy for Leo's person? Leo. Hi, Patty. Leo. All right, well, this person is, if you're in no contact, this person is triggered. They have been wearing a mask for quite some time. They have secret manipulative energy behind the scenes. They have a hidden agenda that they are somebody should not be trusted. So if you have been in a situation with this person and now this person all of a sudden has pulled back, it's because they're being triggered. It's because they have hurt past wounds that they have not addressed, unresolved issues. What is this triggered energy? Because they're wearing a mask. All right. What is this for Leo's person on their mind? What is this? Hi, Heather. Hi, Janine. The strength. You're coming out. Leo, you triggered this person. You only gave so much of yourself to this person. This person expected to receive something more. If this is a newer connection, the reality is this person is somebody who's very manipulative. They had hidden motivations behind the scenes. They did not want you to trigger them. Something you said activated this person's wounds. What is this? 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. They were very guarded in the world. So you maybe told this person you were no longer giving to them. You were no longer going to be trusting them. That maybe you said you seen right through them and you were no longer going to allow this person to make you feel a certain way. I see with the world, you might have closed this cycle out. This person might have got triggered and went silent or ghosted you. And you said, okay, that's fine. And then you shut the door on it. Okay. Why is this person not doing the inner work? They have wounds that they haven't addressed. What are the wounds here? Something from their family, their childhood. They have a lot of internal happiness. They maybe portrayed that they were happy, but they really weren't. They were wearing a mask the whole time. I do see they're going to reach out to you. What are they going to reach out for? They're going to try to have kumbaya. They're going to try to come back and resolve or rectify the situation between the two of you. Right, you could be dealing with a water sign, an earth sign, an Aquarius, a fire sign. All right, let's get some advice for Leo or another Leo. All right, what's the advice for Leo placements? What's the best piece of advice? What is the guidance for Leo placements? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? Hi, Nico. Good morning, Heather. All right, what's the advice for Leo? This might be bittersweet. Don't hold guilt. So if you intuitively picked up that this person was wearing a mask, don't hold the guilt. That's a pain that could come out in other ways. It might be bittersweet. Maybe you invested time and efforts into this person. Don't allow this person also to come back and guilt you into taking them back, because they do wear a mask. They have wounds. So you may see the potential in this person, but you have to accept what is the reality of this person. All right, let's move on to a Virgo. 3133. All right, Virgo. He tried, he had bad breath. Okay, Gardner, Melissa. She did all those things I wasn't having. I told her to go on. Yeah. Hi, Daphne. Good morning. Yes, he's always trying to guilt me using the kids. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's take a look at Virgo. The person on your mind, Virgo. What's going on? Virgo. Virgo, the person on your mind. What's the energy? Thank you for joining the live, everybody. Thank you for liking and sharing the live and putting a comment. I really do appreciate it. Virgo. Well, it looks like your person's in hustle mode. They're gaining wisdom and knowledge through their experiences, and they're becoming wiser because of it. It does look like this person may friend zone you. So Virgo, if you were talking to this person and you were hoping or wanting something more, it looks like this person is trying to master something in their life, and they may put you in the friend zone. They may not give you a relationship. They may put you, they may observe that you're better off being friends, not in a relationship or partnership. You may even be in no contact or communication with this person right now. This person just doesn't feel that confidently they can give you anything. They're not ambitious. They could feel like their life is being disrupted if they get into a relationship or commitment. So they are completing something. What is this lesson they're learning? The person on your mind, Virgo, what is this person learning? I'm hearing time is of the essence. They're learning how to be empowered within their life, that they need to have more control over the choices and decisions that they make. They could also be learning a new skill set at work. And they're also learning that they need to make better choices and decisions when it comes to their life. Maybe they've always chosen love over money, or they've always chosen their friends over their own values and belief systems. Yeah. They're learning that maybe they haven't always been truthful with themselves about what they wanted. And now they're kind of stepping into that power. So if you're wondering, is this person going to give me a relationship, or are they going to come back to give me a relationship? I don't see that happening. I see they're making the choice to be more empowered because they don't want to do themselves an injustice. You could be dealing with a Libra, an air sign, a water sign, air, fire, fire, air. All right, let's get you some advice, Virgo. All right, what's the best piece of advice? What's the guidance for Virgo placements? Hi, Caroline. I'm doing well, thank you, from Florida. Thank you for following me. Appreciate it. All right, Virgo, what's your advice? That's how you feel, Janetta? Oh, yeah. Sometimes the roles are reversed with the energy. All right, what's your advice, Virgo? Rejection is your protection. You have to understand sometimes when things don't work the way you want, you don't see it now, but you will see it later on as to why it did not work. So you're being asked to not stay in the energy of feeling sad because it's being rejected, but moving forward from the rejection. All right, Libra. 3528. 3528. Libra. Good morning. Is it Adelaida? Howdy, how are you? Hi, Nalaine. Hi, Deanna. All right, Libra, the person on your mind. Libra, what's the energy of the person on your mind? One more. Libra. It was a repeated pattern, yeah. Hi, Phil. Good morning. Libra, what's the energy of the person on your mind? Ugh, this person is two-faced. They could be somebody that portrays to be loyal and dedicated, but they're not. They're like catfishing you. They could be somebody who really is just looking to sneak around. If you're somebody who is very successful, they see that. If you're somebody who posts online, you look really good, you're very attractive, they like that about you. But this is somebody who they also maybe told you that they were really successful, that maybe they were somebody that they're not. They're pretending to be somebody. Maybe they said, oh, like I'm what would be an example? Like I'm a famous actor or actress in another country, but they're really not. They're just some plain Jane person that's just sitting behind a screen portraying to be somebody they're truly not. This person is not who they're telling you they are. Maybe they're telling you they're very successful, they're financially secure. They're not. You need to let this one go. There's no potential, there's no future with this person. Why is this person being two-faced and lying, basically? They're a liar face. They live at a distance. They think that they can. They think they have the control of the situation to tell you what. They're selling what they think you're willing to buy. So as long as you entertain it, they feel like they can continue to do that. Could be dealing with a Cancer sign, could be an Earth sign, could be a Pisces, could be an Aquarius. All right, well, let's get you some advice. You maybe met this person online through social media or something. All right, what's the best piece of advice? What's the guidance for Libra? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear? Good morning, Phil. Libra, what's your advice? Might be bittersweet to accept the truth. On one hand, maybe this person was very flirtatious with you. They maybe made you feel really good, made you feel seen, which is ego being stroked a little bit. But the bittersweet is that they're just a liar face, that who they truly are is not who they're telling you they are, which is kind of the bittersweet. All right. Hello, Shelly. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, 3838. Somebody look up that number, 3838. Scorpio, the person on your mind. Scorpio. Let's see here. What do we need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good about the person on your mind, Scorpio? What is the scoop for Scorpio, the person on their mind? Scorpio. Scorpio, one more. Okay. Well, you do have a soul contract with this person. You were destined to meet this person. There was a spiritual agreement that you were supposed to meet this person. This person is somebody, the reason why you were meant to meet this person is because it's a test from the universe if you are going to pay attention to what your intuition's been guiding you. You feel the pull towards this person, you feel drawn to this person, but this person's inconsistent. Their words are empty promises. They say a lot of things, but they don't really fall into what they say, meaning their actions don't mirror or match what their words are. And this soul destined connection was, or is, if you're still talking to them, it is a test to see if you are listening to what your soul and your intuition is guiding you about this person. This is for you to see if you are trusting your higher self. You might have met this person at work. You may feel like this person's words are really strong and they are very convincing. You're really being tested to come within your power to understand the truth as to why this destined. Your soul already agreed to come in and learn this lesson. And mastering the lesson is understanding the words this person speaks versus their actions. They're not in alignment. And have you figured that out yet? Because once you do, you're going to be like, la, 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 la. I learned my lesson. My intuition was right. You're a liar. You say a lot of things, but your actions do not ring true. And now I can take my lesson in my little knapsack and I can go about my way. So this is a destined connection. So if you're like, man, Trace, I feel really pulled to this person. I don't understand why, but I also feel like something's off. That's your intuition being tested. This is a lesson you're supposed to learn. Yep. You feel like it's your soulmate. You feel like you're stuck to this person like glue, that you have to be with them because they're your soulmate. They are a karmic soulmate. And this karmic connection is not meant to last. It is meant for you to experience it, to understand it, and take the knowledge from it and the wisdom to move into the next connection, which is a romantic soulmate. So you're meeting this soul contract right before you actually meet the person you're meant to be in alignment with in a relationship. So if you're wondering why you feel so pulled towards it, that is why, because this is a predestined connection. So you have somebody else romantically, once you learn this lesson, that is on the other side. Could be dealing with a water sign, an Aquarius, a Cancer, or an Aries. All right, let's get you some advice. What is going to be the advice for, you know what I just realized too? 3838 was your timestamp, which is 1111, which is twin flame soulmate. So you may think that this is your twin flame or your soulmate, that this is supposed to be the person you're with, but it's actually not. You're meant to learn this lesson from this karmic agreement in order for you to get in alignment with your twin flame soulmate. Okay, well, what's your advice, Scorpio? Yeah. Hi, Tara. Hey, Stacy. That's what happened. He's still trying me. Don't do nothing about him. He says he wants to marry across the world. I'm like, okay. All right, Scorpio, what's your advice? Perfection. This is you mastering the lesson. This is you realizing that nobody's perfect. We all have things that we need to work on. We all have lessons we go through. We all have trials and tribulations. Nobody's going to be perfect, and you don't have to be perfect either. So you may say to yourself, well, crap, I bought into it. I thought that they were my person. Nobody's perfect. And it's embracing that you don't have to be perfect, that it's okay to humble yourself and say, you know what? It was an experience. I learned a lot about myself. I learned why I had to go through it. And now I'm ready to move forward away from it. Yeah, look at that. You got expansion hidden at the bottom of the deck. So you're expanding your wisdom and your knowledge on your soul's journey, which is amazing. All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. 4342. All right. Hold on, I need a Kleenex. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see here. The person on your mind. I'm laughing. No music working out. Enjoying listening to each month reading. Yeah. That's good, Lynn. Sagittarius. One more. Person on your mind, Sagittarius. What's the energy? What is the energy? Sagittarius. Are you a fitness coach, Lynn? Or you just like to work out? Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. The person on your mind, you may feel like there's potential trouble ahead. If this is somebody you're sleeping with, or this person only like calls you during certain hours, maybe they only call you during the day and you don't hear from them at night, or you don't hear from them on the weekends, like, you know, all the regular red flags, your intuition's telling you some type of warning about this person that you need to push them away. They're not available. But the reason why you're being asked to push this person away is not only because they don't have good intentions, they are a walking red flag and they're making you feel confused, is you have somebody else that is behind the next door. So as you're entertaining this person that's making you feel a sense of uncertainty, making you feel confused, they potentially have you in a third party situation you're not aware about, they keep disappointing you. You have someone else that actually is wanting to come in, and it's somebody who is already in your energy. So it could be like a neighbor, it could be a coworker, it could be a friend of a family member, something like that. There's somebody else who's interested in you, but they're not going to step forward until you stop this other person. Okay, who's this secret admirer? This is somebody who is interested in you. Who is this other person? So even though you're wondering about the person on your mind, there's somebody else that has you on their mind. There they are. Yep. They're just waiting for the opportune time. Something around Valentine's Day maybe was significant. Maybe you've seen this person or you heard about this person. You ran into this person. Oh, yeah. There could even be a little bit of an age difference between the two of you. This person has fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They want to communicate, but they're waiting to build their confidence until you end whatever this other situation is, this other side piece situation. This secret admirer sees who you are. They know you. This is somebody you probably already know who this is. They have fire in their chart. So once you let go of the weight and the anchor of this person that you were wondering about, the person you're thinking about, that's when it always happens when you aren't looking for somebody or you don't want somebody else pops in. So you got somebody else, just turn around the other way. All right, could be dealing with a air sign or a fire sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's get you some advice. What's the advice for Sagittarius? I'll tell you that. What do you need to know? What do you need to hear? Do you help friends with their routines? I could be. Keep to myself. Oh, do you? Just amazing. Good morning, Felicia from Hawaii. All right, Sagittarius. I don't know anything about fitness. My best friend, she has been helping me figure out how to do weights and stuff like that because I don't know anything about that stuff. You need to put an end. You need to complete this person that you are inquiring about, the person on your mind. Because once you do, you got wisdom hidden at the bottom of the deck. You're learning that there's somebody else that's better for you. All right, Capricorn. 4810. Do you help out friends with their routines? Like what do you mean by routines, Lynn? I'm pretty structured. Another thing I haven't been structured on, which I think I should probably start, I was thinking about it this morning, is I need to set time to go live that I can fit in my schedule. Because everything else I'm pretty structured with. Turn around. That song is in my head too, Stacey. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of. I don't know what the words are. I don't know. Most ladies worry about their arms. Yeah, I got jiggly arms because I've lost so much weight. My arms are starting to get really jiggly. Good bicep, tricep routine. So my friend, we do legs 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we do arms on Tuesday, Thursday. And then I don't usually go on the weekends. But I do have weights here at home that I've been using too. So that's kind of what I've been doing. But yeah. Any tips are always greatly appreciated. All right, Capricorn, the person on your mind. Person on your mind. Not everything is what it seems. Okay, why is that, Capricorn? You're not going to believe the story I'm about to tell you. This person has made you feel a sense of uncertainty. There's a lot of inconsistency and unreliability with this person. Why? Why is this person inconsistent with Capricorn? Okay, well, first of all, this is somebody who is not emotionally charged when it comes to people. So they could be somebody that may shock you that they only go towards people because they want something from them. And they project that maybe they're looking for a relationship, but maybe they're just looking for a warm bed. They're looking for companionship. They're looking for money. there's something else. This person is emotionally checked out. Their heart chakra is not open. Yeah. They could have had a really painful ending or a divorce or a separation where maybe they were left with a lot of the burden and responsibilities of cleaning up the disaster from that. And because of that, it's kind of kicked their heart closed. So they're not emotionally open. And they may say, oh yeah, I'm looking for a relationship, I'm good, but they're not. They're wearing a mask because they already know that even if they do engage with you, it's going to be a very long time before they step into ever giving you any type of commitment. And that's really what they don't want to tell you. And that may shock you because they maybe came in really strong, the presence of they were looking for their person or they're looking for somebody that they could build with, maybe they've even said. And you may find that you are realizing that something else isn't adding up. Something's just not kicking in. It's like you're waiting for it to click together and you're trucking along, but it's just off. It's like one wheel's missing on this adventure with this person. And it's because they're not being honest with you. And your intuition might be pinging like, hey, they're saying this, but the way that they're moving feels different. Their energy doesn't feel what they're saying. It feels off. Yeah. And you're going to find it pretty quick here in the near future, probably in the month of March, if you're still engaging with them, that there's nothing you can build upon because it's not clicking even because they're not being honest about this mask that they're wearing, that it's not what it seems. They say one thing, but the reality is their heart is not even open for an opportunity. They're disengaged emotionally. So could be dealing with a earth sign, an Aries, a water sign, a fire sign, a Cancer, a fire or earth. All right, let's get you some advice. Capricorn, what is going to be the best piece of advice? What is the guidance? Yeah, I left my ex boyfriend. He has tried to. I blocked him, yeah. Mercury retrograde's coming up too, so exes are going to be coming out of the woodwork. They always do. It's like zombies in the night. Capricorn, zombies in the night. Capricorn, what's your advice? That's awesome. I also work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday with weights. Tuesday, Thursday, I do aerobics. Oh, that's nice, Deb. That's great. How long do you work out for? Because I can't do more than 45 minutes because of my timing. I just don't have enough time. My man's like, you need to work out for like 3 hours or 2 hours if you're going to do weights. 30, 45 minutes isn't going to do nothing. No, I ain't got, who's got time to be? I don't have time for that. I got a business to run. I got kids to run. I got a house. I don't have time to be sitting at the gym that many hours. I mean, if I could just snap my fingers and be physically fit, I would. Capricorn, your advice is you may have to complete this cycle. You might have to say, dunzo, it's just not working. And you know what? This is what's being hidden. You're going to be grateful once you do. Because you're expanding. You're learning about yourself and you're expanding to other opportunities. It may feel a little bit difficult when you make that decision, but there's a fresher breath air, a lightness that you feel once you do that. Okay. Jonetta, you don't like retrograde energy? Yeah. I love that after my husband passed away, I lost over 30 pounds. That's great. Wow. You're Pisces? I'm a Pisces moon. Yeah, I have Pisces in my moon. So I'm a emotional person. All right, Aquarius, 5353. Somebody go look that number up. All right, Aquarius, the person on your mind. Hi, Tammy. 45 minutes. See, that's what I thought too. He's like, no, if you want to trim down fast, you got to work out 2 or 3 hours. I'm not working out 2 or 3 hours. Who's got time for that? I don't have time for that. 2 or 3 hours. No way. That would just put me in a mindset of, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably be in a good mindset, but I get a good mindset for my workout now. But 2 or 3 hours, that's like a job. Am I getting paid to be there that long? I can't do that. That's way too long. I mean, I love it. I'm really starting to enjoy it, but not that long. I don't have time for that. I have a very short window. By the time I take my kids to school and I have to get all my work done, plus I have to get stuff done around the house, I don't have 2 or 3 hours. Who's got that kind of time? And the daycare at the gym, you can't even put your kid in the daycare that long. The most they can be in there is 2 hours. So, I don't know. All right, Aquarius, person on your mind. James, I'm doing ask a question, get an answer. If you want a full-blown reading or a Zoom live reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Aquarius, what's the energy for the person on your mind? Aquarius. Seeing is believing. Are you seeing what this person is saying? Are you believing and seeing it? There's something about this person is trying to control. You don't see who they truly are. They don't want you to really see who they are. This is an individual who has very, very low self-esteem. They don't really believe in themselves. They think that there's competition. There's somebody else better than them out there, that you're going to find someone else. Yeah, they're afraid. They think you have a third party. They feel like they're in the middle of a third party, or they're just telling themselves there's a third party. And part of it is this person has convinced themselves of their own lies. So this is somebody who is not really listening to their higher self. And if you found that this person has started to push you away, maybe they leave you on red, they don't respond as fast as they once did, it's because they're very guarded. They don't want you to know that they're very insecure. They always self-sabotage because they haven't done the inner work. And they feel like there's always somebody better. And there is always somebody else, but it doesn't necessarily always mean somebody better. I think that's why a lot of like society now has so many situationship type stuff. It's because people always think there's somebody better. And I don't think it's always somebody better. I think there's always somebody different. Doesn't mean that you should go towards another person. So this person has a lot of self-esteem issues, and they don't really believe that, they don't really believe that you're going to stick around anyway. They think you're going to drop them at some point anyway. So if they have kind of started out really quickly, but then they've kind of pulled back, that's because they are self-sabotaging this all on their own. All right, you could be dealing with an earth sign, a fire sign, a water sign, or an air sign. Let's get you some advice. All right, what is the advice for Aquarius? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear? I did Aries. Timestamp is 1346, Paula. Yeah, there's a third party, Red Apple. Okay. Yeah, third party's not always romantic. Sometimes it's a job. Sometimes it's a belief system. Sometimes the interference is friends or family. It's not always romantic. All right, what's the advice for Aquarius? You're welcome, James. What is the advice for Aquarius? Practice gratitude. Trust your instincts. You know, if you entertain somebody that is a self-sabotager, you will pick that up yourself. You will pick up the energy. It will drain you. It will deplete you. It will make you feel like, like a negative looming energy. Your intuition, your natural instincts, if it's open, you already feel it. You feel like, oh, this person's always accusing me of talking to somebody else or sleeping with somebody else, or maybe they make comments and little snicker comments that tell you your instinct should be like, you know what, I should be grateful that I'm not committed to this person, that I can run away from them as fast as I can. And get into the gratitude energy of, thank you for showing me that this person isn't serving my highest good and that they need to do their work, and I don't really want to entertain that. All right, let's move on to Pisces. Hi, Seagam. You're welcome, Paula. I'm doing Pisces right now, Deb. I'm at Pisces right now. 5903. Pisces. All right, let's see here. Pisces, the person on your mind. All right, Pisces. Person on your mind. What do you need to know? What do you need to hear? Pisces. Person on your mind. 2 more shuffles. I don't answer medical questions, Tammy. I'm sorry. Carolyn, you're Pisces. Lynn, you're Pisces. Patsy, you're a Pisces. Are you guys Pisces sun or moon? I'm a Pisces moon. Oh, your birthday falls on Blood Moon 3-3. Happy birthday early. It's coming up soon. All right, Pisces. What's the energy around Pisces for the person on your mind? Hi, Kim. Divine intervention. big break and closure. So the person on your mind is being divinely redirected at this time. So there's a turning point. There's a life-changing point with this person. They're needing to release something and be finally free from it. What is this for Pisces person on their mind? What is this divine intervention that's closing out? They're letting something or someone go. Something that they have had on their mind for quite some time. The universe may be saying, you know what? You've been sitting idly by, not taking action, and the universe is coming in and taking action. Whatever this is or whoever this is, the big change is because your person has been very fearful, very much been through the war and back with the situation that's needed to close for quite some time. And they've not stepped into nurturing or taking care of themselves. What is this? What is this? Is this a person? Is this a belief? What is this for Pisces person that the divine is stepping in and redirecting? 8 of Wands, Justice, the Strength. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Cups. For a lot of you, this is somebody that they are friends with, that they associate with. They could party, maybe drink, go for drinks with. There's somebody in their life that the divine is saying, this is the turning point. You need to take and get rid of this person. They're closing this out. They're making this person they're making your person let this other person go. Why is it needing to be released and ending the chapter? Why? What is this? Knight of Cups, 3 of Swords. There's the Tower. The universe has told your person many, many times that this person that they're entertaining with, that is blocking them from becoming elevated or awoken into a higher status, and they've not been listening. This person that they're holding on to, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could even be a belief system. They're needing to let that go. Here's that Tower. The universe is coming and removing it because it's been hurting them. And for some of them, it is a friend with that 3 of Cups. It could be somebody they drink with or they party with. And the divine is saying, you know what? The chapter is closed. You need to let this person go. Stop sacrificing your elevation or your status. You need to finally realize that this is happening. And the divine is coming in and blowing this whole thing up. So the divine is kind of like coming in and say, okay, I'm going to take this person out of your life. I'm going to take this belief system out of your life. I'm going to take this out of your life because you need to close it and become this. Your person needs to become this, but they're not this. What are they right now? They could be that Page of Swords. What is this person's status right now? 5 of Wands, 8 of Swords, King of Pentacles. This is who they are right now, or at least this is who they're portraying to be. But we also have the 8 of Swords. They've been caught up in their head, and they've been fighting it. They've been fighting, trying to hold on to this situation with this other person. And the divine is saying, nope, you need to become this. You need to grow and evolve. We're dealing with a Taurus, a fire sign, air sign, a Pisces, a earth sign, Aquarius, water, a Leo, a Libra, or a fire sign. All right, let's get you some advice, Pisces. All right, Pisces, what is the advice? Hi, Karen. Hi, Autumn. Hi, Jordana. All right, Pisces, what is the best piece of advice? What's the guidance? One more shuffle. Pisces. Vanity. I'm hearing that song, you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. Perseverance and wisdom. So you're being asked to not be vain in this situation and really take it for face value for what it is, that you're also learning how to be more persevering past the situation. Your person has to go through this. This is not something you can't come in and save this tower. You can't reinforce the floor of the situation of this tower moment. You have to allow your person who was maybe in a very vain energy with this belief system, with this person they've been trying to hold on to that they know they can't. You need to allow their tower to crumble, and you need to realize that they have to learn that wisdom all on their own. You can't come in and save them. You have to let it go and let them figure it out. All right. Thank you, Karen. He's a Cancer and he's gone out of my life. Yeah. You know, and that's what happens is when we don't pay attention to the divine will come in and they'll remove somebody. Sometimes they'll put a third party, they'll put a blockage. Maybe you lose your job, you lose your residence, you lose things in your life. Things start to crumble, and it's because you're meant to move forward in a different direction. All right, let's hide that. All right, let's do ask a question, get an answer. I need a deck for this. Let me try this one, I guess. What time is it? Okay. You have two decks here. All right, so if you're new here, the way ask a question, get an answer works, it's free. Donations are always appreciated. If you want to donate, you can donate to my Cash App, my PayPal, or my Venmo. It's one question per comment, and I do not scroll up as the newsfeed goes. That's what it is. If you don't have your question answered, you can put it back in the comments. I only stay on here for a limited time, and then when the energy drains, then I'm done. Okay? All right, we're going to start with you, Stacy. Should you stay away from Brandon? You want to do an in-depth reading? Check out your website. You know, I think you think Brandon is your wish fulfillment. If you give him a little bit more time, he's going to come around. His heart is starting to fill. It's like you're pouring into him. He's not been full or filled yet, but he will be. And it does feel like you need to give him a little bit more time. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit more consistency before he gets there. Dragana, is he coming back? Dragana, is he coming back? No, I see it's over. Janetta, what's coming at you this weekend? Be careful when you're walking, Janetta. You might stumble and hurt your ankle. You may be going out with friends. You may decide to go out for drinks. Maybe you meet up for lunch or brunch or something, socialization. Be careful. You pay attention, either the shoes you're wearing, there's something with that, or where you're walking, the ground is not level. So just pay attention so you don't hurt your ankle. Trinity, what's happening for you this weekend? Trinity this weekend. Trinity. Are you a boss, or if not, your boss is going to be reaching out to you about something this weekend? There is something that you were inspired to talk about this week at work. Your boss wants more information about it. So if you had shared an idea in a company meeting this week, or in bypassing, you had a suggestion or something, your boss wants to know more about that. Now, if you own your own business, your intuition has been speaking about you feeling inspired to do something. That curiosity, that spark, or that passion is there for a reason. You need to step up and elevate, do something with it. Don't just think about it. Do the action to get it up off the ground. Let's see here. Carolyn, will you reunite soon? Carolyn. Will Carolyn and her person reunite? I do see that is going to happen. Probably in the next 2 weeks to 2 months, there will be a reconciliation. Amina, will there be a relationship with a person on your mind? Amina. One more. Amina. No. There's a third party involved here. There's another, I got to cover this card up because she's naked. There's a third party involved here that is blocking from you being in a relationship with that person. Patsy, what month will I meet my soulmate? Okay, let's see. I do have a twin flame soulmate reading if you're interested. It's an in-depth reading on my website too. Patsy, what month? April, May, or June, but it may not be till next year. You're being put on pause for it. Why are you being put on pause? There's something else that you're supposed to be doing. there's curiosity, there's inspiration. You're feeling inspired to do something this summer. That's why you're not meeting him this summer. Yeah, look at that. You got the star at the bottom of the deck. You're supposed to move towards your higher purpose first before you're going to meet that person. They may have fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sag. Kim, when will I find new love? When will Kim find new love? Just seen the Tower wanted to come out, Kim. So when you meet this new love, it's when you're not looking. It's going to surprise you. It's going to take you by surprise. Maybe in the month of April. If you are planning to have a garden or you're planning to do some gardening, there is potential for you to meet this person at like a, what's it called? Like a place where you buy like plants or gardens. Maybe you're going to plant like a vegetable garden, or you're going to get some new flowers that you want to plant. That's where you're meeting this new person. A greenhouse, I think is what it's called. Carmina, does Rob want me back in his life? Carmina. You're holding on to him. You feel like he's your happily ever after. Does he want her back? No. He has been juggling you with someone else. He's obsessed with juggling. There's I'm hearing an unsatisfied with one person energy. Samantha is the new guy, the one. Samantha is the new guy, the one. Samantha. Ooh. Yes. But here's the thing. I need you to realize this person needs a little bit more time to get there. There's been some type of either a divorce or some type of loss in their life. It could even be like a loss of a family member or a pet or somebody close to them. They're still working through that before they can bring in this 10 of Pentacles with you. Okay. Stacy, is John the right one? Stacy, is John the right one? No, you know what? If you want something romantic, you're going to have to close that out. But if you want John just as a friend, I do see that you can come back in celebration as a friend, but I don't see that it's a romantic partnership. Liz, will my ex-husband and I get back together? Liz, will your ex-husband and you get back together? Did you do, and then the card comes out, she's naked. Did you do like a, what is it called? A boudoir? What's it called? Where you take, you take the pictures when you're, basically you're naked, but you're in poses where you're not fully nude. Is it boudoir? Boudoir? Portraits? Did you take those pictures? If not, you're being asked to, and he's going to fall in love all over again with you, your ex-husband. Okay. Let's see here. Natalie, is my ex in love with a third party? Natalie, is your ex in love with the third party? No. They're slowly waiting before they can end it. There's a lot of burden and pressure with that person. Let's see here. Paulette, is Brooks my person? Is Brooks Paulette's person? You're going to get in a relationship with him. Oh, yeah. You're definitely getting in a relationship. It's going to move slow. Slow and steady is going to win the race, but I do see you guys are going to get into a relationship. Quinn is, I missed it. You got to put it back on there. Red Apple, what is the outcome of me and Alistair? Red Apple and Alistair. They don't trust you, Red Apple. They're trying to move away from it because they don't trust you. Why do they not trust you? They think that you love someone else or you love yourself too much. That you're not giving them the love that they truly want or they feel that they deserve. Okay. Let's see. Marianne, was my ex seeing someone else with me? Marianne and her ex. Marianne's ex. Is there a third party? Marianne. Is his name Wayne? Marianne. No. He just turned his back on you, but there was nobody else. Lisa, what is Jerry? Oh, I missed it. Gotta put it back. Let's see here. You're welcome, Red Apple. Natalie is my ex in love with third party. Oh, now it's going fast. All right. Paul, let me pull a card for you. What's the card for Paul? There is somebody that you haven't connected with in a while. You need to connect with this person. It could be a friend or a family member. You've been waiting for an opportunity to reach out to this person. You're being asked to reach out to this person. Stop waiting for an opportune time. So what if you don't feel like you don't have anything to talk to them about, or you feel like maybe you don't have anything in common? There's somebody that was a part of your social circle that you've been waiting to reach out for. You're waiting for a reason to reach out, but you're being asked to reach out to this person. Why? This person needs compassion and love. This person needs to be seen and nurtured by somebody close to them. And you're somebody who used to be close to them. They need this right now. They could have water, or they could have earth in their chart. Okay. Janet, let me get you a card. Janet, what's the card for Janet? What's the card for Janet? Janet. You need to go through a rebirth when it comes to the people you have around in your community. Your association with certain people, the chapter needs to close. There's a sense of you need to be in kind of like a renegade, a rebirthing of the people around you. Maybe you've outgrown the environments, you've outgrown certain social status networks that you have. You're needing to tap into other communities or other people, or be around other people. There's certain relationships that have come to an end, or associations that have come to an end, that you passionately know that they've come to an end, but you keep holding on to them. So you're being asked to really step away from those. They have, Paul, they have water or earth in their chart. I think that's what it was. Let's see here. Samantha is the new guy, the one. Samantha is the new guy, the one. No, I think you're going to find there's a lot of conflict with this person. You may feel really passionate about them. They are in love with somebody else. There's somebody else behind the scenes that they still think about, that they still have emotions for. And you may find that there's a misunderstanding because of that. Lisa. L. Smith, should I travel to the party this weekend? Should you travel to the party this weekend? One more. Yes, but you need to take your own vehicle. If you don't take your own vehicle, you're going to get stranded. So make sure you take your own vehicle or have your own way of getting home. Okay. You're welcome, Janet. Hi, Courtney. Quinn, is Ephron going to come back? Quinn, will Ephron come back? Quinn. Yes, I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but it may not be until August or September. They question whether or not they should come back. That's part of the reason why they haven't come back yet, or why they won't come back right away. Libby, is my current relationship with Allie worth working on? Libby and Allie. I just seen the 10 of Cups. I think so. Libby and Allie. You guys really need to let certain things go. You have... Maybe you guys both keep a checklist of, hey, you did this to me, so I did this to you. Or you said this to me, and now I said this to you. Or, well, you did this. Something about the past keeps coming up. If you can let that go and stop sacrificing quality time in the present about talking about the past, it can work. I see the 10 of Cups is what was hidden. Robin, is Bud your soulmate? Robin. Is Bud your soulmate? You know he is. Look at that. The King and Queen of Swords. You already know he is. Yes. You can see clearly. Yes. Lizelle, will Shane and I reunite? Lizelle and Shane. Lizelle and Shane. Yep. 6 of Cups in the Star. Definitely see reconciliation. Could be around June. I've been having an intuition that is very positive. Can you see what this is about? Sheila, what is Sheila's intuition been telling her? You need to work harder. What has Sheila's intuition been telling her? Has your intuition been telling you need to work harder when it comes to, are you thinking about moving? You have a fear or an insecurity when it comes to something with your foundation. It could be your home. It could be your career, your business. You need to get that under control because your intuition's guiding you. Here's the thing, guys. When your intuition is guiding you, that's your soul pulling you. It's kind of like, you know, when you go on the highway and the lights are all there, that means you're on the right path. But when the light is burned out, that is oh, wait, something's off. Something's not right. I see the lights burned out. That's your soul saying something's off, which we need to course correct. We need to learn something and move forward. We need to adjust or transform something. So you're being asked to really harness that energy. That's what your intuition's been guiding you about. Let's see here. Yes, good energy, Joshua. Thank you. Oops, wrong deck. What is Jerry and I's relationship going to turn out to be? Lisa and Jerry. Jerry likes to spend a lot of time by himself. He is somebody who is content with putting certain boundaries in place. If you're somebody who your love language is quality time, you're going to struggle with Jerry. Yeah, you want him to love you with the quality time, spending more time together. You want that from him, but I see he's content with not being that. His love language could just be acts of service or could just be words of affirmation. To him, it's no big deal. He's completely content all by himself. And that could be a little bit of a struggle if he doesn't love you the way you need to be loved. Let's see. What's going on between my ex and the other woman, Marta? Marta's ex and the other person. Marta's ex and the other person. A couple more minutes, then I gotta go. Marta. Your ex feels stuck with this person. They're really like kind of drained from it. This person is somebody who nags them all the time. And then your ex doesn't like that. Here's you waiting and hoping and wishing that your ex is going to return, but your ex is not even looking up. They're really just kind of stuck in their head about the choice and decision they made because this person is kind of a nag. Maybe they go through their stuff and they don't like it, but they're not doing anything about it. Let's see here. Patty, am I going to find somebody better? Is Patty going to find somebody better? You need to put in some work with loving yourself. Something about you're not really giving yourself the love that you deserve. You need to really work on making yourself happy. When you start making yourself happy, that's when love shows up unexpectedly. Yeah, you got to heal that. Whatever that emotion is that you feel is going to come from a relationship, it's going to come from you first. Once you do that, that's when you open up the lines to this person, whoever this pentacle guy or girl is. Somebody who's solid, reliable, stable, very commitment oriented. Maybe somebody who wants a long-term relationship, but you need to heal something first emotionally. All right. D Money, what's next for you? 5555. D Money, what is next? You have a choice and decision between two people. You kind of are ignoring both of them. Why is that? You've already invested in one of them quite a bit, and you just wish things were easier. That's the person you actually want. They could have an R in their name. You got to make a decision here. Yeah, one of them you love or you're in love with, but you're not making a choice and decision. The other person may live at a distance. Maybe you chatted with this person. All right, I'm going to do 2 more questions, then I got to go. I got a headache. I'm overstimulated here. James, what's going on with you and Amanda? Amanda. James and Amanda. James and Amanda. James and Amanda. There's somebody that's blocking the two of you. This is your person's energy. They're looking at somebody new or the potential of somebody new. And they're trying to see if it's going to work out. I don't see reconciliation right now. Yeah, your person kind of has their blinders on when it comes to reconciliation with you. There's boundaries in place is what it looks like. All right, one more question and then I got to go. I have a headache, you guys, which is when I get a headache, I get migraines. I can't see. So, Kat, what does the universe need you to know right now? You're the last question of the day. I appreciate everybody who joined the live. Come back soon when I do the next live. What does the universe want you to know, Kat? You need to be giving more to your stability and your security when it comes to your job or your success. There's something with the dragon here that you need to get rid of. It could be something toxic or an attachment you have to a person, place, belief, or a value system that's just not working when it comes to your money. If you find, Kat, that your money has been blocked somehow, it's because of this belief system or this person that you need to get rid of. And when you start giving more to yourself, things are going to start picking up for you. Look at that. Your stability and your security is going to get stronger. But there needs to be boundaries in place. It could even be your parents. Maybe your parents have too much to say about your life. The universe is saying, stop allowing other people to tell you what your life should be and start creating your own belief systems. All right, I have to go. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining the live. Thanks for chit-chatting in the live also. Please like the video, share the video, put your comments. I really appreciate it. Once it's done uploading later, I'll put the timestamps for those that are joining after the live. But happy Thursday, and I will see you in the next time. Bye.